Hello, this is Roberto Olivo, licensed marriage and family therapist. And I would like to talk to you about all those resolutions that we make at the beginning of the year. I think we need to be able to be realistic. Why? Because when we set ourselves with goals that are not realistic, that's going to affect, again, our self esteem because we're going to feel like a failure. So, if you are, for example, if you are putting on one of your goals to save $10,000, just a number, and you know that you barely pay your bills and are able to have a little extra money to entertain yourself or for a little bit extra pluses than you give yourself on and off, then I think it's important that we review that goal. Maybe $10,000 is not um, logical to try to achieve, but maybe $1,000 is. So by the end of the year, you will have $1,000 saved, and you feel like I was able to do it. So maybe next year you're able to do $1,500 or $1,200 or $2,000. But what I try to imply here is that when we start the year, because we already feel bad about what we didn't accomplish the year before, then we become not realistic with our goals. For instance, some people said, I'm going to start going to the gym and I'm going to go every day for a couple hours. They might go to the gym every day for 1 or 2 weeks. But then after the second week, they might say, well, I'm not going to go on Wednesday because it's my mom's birthday. And I'm not going to go on Saturday because I had to go to the game. And I'm not going to go on Monday because I had to go to the doctor. So life starts affecting what you're able to do and what you're not able to do. But it will be more logical and more practical and more realistic will be to be able to say, I'm going to go to the gym, but I'm going to go 3 times a week or 2 times a week to start. I will go Tuesdays and Thursdays, or I will go Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I will take off the other days. Why? Because I think it would be more realistic for you to start something slowly with the number of days that are going to keep you motivated to continue instead of setting goals that are too strict and they're too harsh and they're too hard for yourself to start from 0 to 100. So why not we start at 15 and move up as we feel we are able to accomplish that. People say, I'm going to start my new diet. So I'm not going to eat any carbs. I'm not going to eat any bread. I'm not going to eat any sugar. I'm not going to drink any more alcohol. I'm changing my life around. All right. So it's great that you want to improve your life, but I think we need to be realistic with your goals. Maybe we could say, I will, instead of drinking 5 bottles of beer in a week, I'm going to drink only 2 bottles of beer, maybe on Saturdays or maybe on Fridays, and then I will not drink. Or 3, having some harm reduction is more realistic than try to change your habits overnight. And it's not only about changing the habits, it's about understanding why you have those habits. For instance, people who drink every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I've been wondering why you need alcohol to engage in social activities. What else is going on? How do you feel? Tell me what has happened in your life. So we can really understand why people drink, and it's very important to understand why I drink. That's an example. Why I eat sugary foods, cakes, candy, chocolate, ice cream, cookies, etc. How do I use food in my life? Do I use food to self-soothe me, or do I use food to provide me vitamins and nutrients for my body? Now, those are the extremes. I'm too health conscious, or I use food as escape mechanism. The goal here will be able to understand how I use food and to get in the middle. Let me indulge myself in some foods that are not the best for me: pizza, hamburgers, fried food, once or twice a week. And the rest of the week, let me eat healthy or semi healthy. Again, harm reduction. When you are willing to accept, then you got off the path that you want to be in, and now you are in a path that is not as healthy or as good as you want it to be. It's very important, I believe, it's crucial for you to be able to say, well, it took me time to get there, and it's going to take me time to go back to a more healthy ways of living. So often, my friends, my parents, my spouse, my children, my coworkers do not possess the training, the knowledge to understand the clinical aspects of who I am and why I am who I am. So, hiring a professional, a clinical social worker, a licensed marriage and family therapist, a psychologist, a professional licensed counselor. There are many different diplomas and degrees. But a licensed professional who has been trained in psychology, who has been trained in human behaviors, and who has been trained on emotional dynamics of the individual, of the family system, of society, of social pressure, etc. Because that person is going to be able to understand what's going on with you and why you do what you do. And that person has no secondary gain. For instance, I don't have any secondary gain if my patients do what they need to do to improve or not. I will still get paid. I still pay my bills. I still have my relationships. I still wake up in the morning and have my breakfast. There's no secondary gain. So the only interest that I have is to make sure that my patient is able to achieve what he or she wants to achieve, and to help them understand how those goals are going to improve their life or are going to complicate their life. A goal could be, I want to return back to my toxic relationship with my ex-partner. You're like, well, let's talk about that. Of course, you're going to decide what you want to do and you're going to do it. But let's talk about honestly about the benefits and the consequences of such behaviors. Let's talk about why you want to go back. Let's talk about your loneliness. Let's talk about your emptiness. Let's talk about this feeling of I'm nothing with that person. So again, as we enter this year, because I'm running out of time, as we enter this new year, I invite you to really think about your goals, number one. I really want to think about how you're thinking about those goals, and I want you to think about how you're feeling about those goals. And then once you do that on your own, you could then select a mental health provider that will help you to achieve those goals in a healthy, in a harmonious, peaceful way that will ensure that you feel very successful and very proud of what you have accomplished after a few months of clinical work. If you have any questions, please send me an email and check other videos on my YouTube channel or also on my Instagram page, Facebook, and obviously here. Till the next time, have a great day.